All right, fashion dolls, let's try it on a different device and see if that will help this way. Okay, because we got to do our interview with Dana. It's 3:11. Let me go on ahead and like this post. I hate it so much. There we go. Hopefully it works this time. Fingers crossed. While we're waiting on my audience to come back in, if it goes in and out, that's because the weather is so bad down here. We're having some bad weather. It's kind of rainy, but hopefully I've already got part one up, but you guys will get a clip. So we're waiting on my audience to come back in so that we can continue this interview. Okay, let's try that, but we're going to continue on. I love that shirt. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm always changing up my look, so you just got to stay tuned and shop Miss Stevie's closet because, ladies, I have a lot of fabulous pieces in there. All right, so let's continue on. You were telling us a little bit about Broadway and how you got, what advice would you give to someone who's looking to pursue theater?
Well, as far as theater, as far as Broadway, see, just to be clear, I've never done Broadway, so I just wanted to, put that out there. I wish I could have. I mean, maybe sometime in the future I will, but I've never done Broadway. Well, I guess I would say I haven't done Broadway just yet. I would love to, of course, but for any level that you're seeking to get into the industry, definitely do your homework. Do your homework. Know why you want to do it, and have your reasons. And I mean, if it's whether it be you just woke up one morning and you felt like you wanted to do acting, hey, so be it. Why not? But again, understand the business, get training on the business, do classes, anything you can to learn and to make yourself marketable so you can progress in this industry, because it is a tough industry. So definitely do your homework and practice, study, network, get with good people who have the same level of passion that you do in this industry, so that you won't be left out. But again, just it's sheer determination, self-motivation, and continuing to sharp laser sharp focus. So
Absolutely, 100%. And you've also had some lead roles as well, too, in productions such as The Crucible, as
yes,
John Proctor,
yes,
All in the Timing, The Waiting Room, and so many more. And two of my favorites are that really stood out to me because you guys know that I'm big on activism and speaking up for the black woman, because I am a black woman first. Would have to be Harriet, is what
yes.
you're known for, and the one you did with Kevin, and I think it was Nelson J. Davis, Complexions. Complexion stands out to me because it talks a lot about colorism within the black community. And you guys can see I'm not the lightest sister in the room. I'm no Zoe Saldana, no shade. But it talks about things that we as people of color, as black people, we go through. And that is, if you're not close to lighter or the proximity of passing that brown paper bag test, it's not beautiful. And it goes back to what you were saying in part one of our interview as well, too, which is, Hollywood does have a certain look. So do you feel as though for actors and actresses out here who have been more vocal, like a Viola Davis and one of my favorites, and I feel like he's so overrated, Clifton Powell,
Oh yeah,
like when he portrays a character, he puts his all into it, and
right,
it's so believable. So
definitely.
he spoke out about colorism as well too. I'm like, wow, that's a first, because for women, black women, we've been speaking out about it for years, from Gabrielle Union to Viola Davis. Do you think that Hollywood has definitely shifted a little, or we're still like at a standstill when it comes to colorism?
Um, I think now they're trying to change things around, which it's good in a way. But again, Hollywood is going to be Hollywood. But the film that myself, Kevin, and Nelson was in, that was called Kingdom Men. Complexions was before that one, but I was in both of them. But yeah, now Complexions does speak on colorism, and I think that at some point we're trying to move past that, as far as like just in this world in general. But of course, we still deal with it on some level. whether it be here in the industry or just in your personal life. But again, you know, it's all about knowing who you are and what you stand for. So that's pretty much the only way we can move past that and just, you know, accept people for who they are.
Absolutely, 100%. And not only that, but we have to realize that for us as well, I just shot my first horror film. I'm no actress.
Okay.
But be the voice in the Black community for when it comes to things like that, when it comes to colorism and racism and speaking out, because 2020 has been a hell of a year for us,
Right.
100%. And we've gotten through, and we're still fighting over all these obstacles. You know, we're still under the umbrella of white supremacy and racism. And that's a conversation that we have to continue to talk about. And that's what I've been talking about lately on my platform, especially, you know, as a woman of a darker hue. You know, it's been difficult for me. I've had people, you know, misgender me, not only that, talk about my skin complexion, and we know how Hollywood is. Even with the whole Oscar situation, I felt like Harriet should have won because the lead character, Cynthia Erivo, to see a woman that looks just like me and to see a character, a Black man that looks like my father or my brother, you, and other of the main Black characters in that film, is powerful. Because representation is key, and that's something that we always talk about is, you know, feeling represent. You are beautiful. Thank you, Smurfette. Thank you. Y'all don't boost my confidence up now. I might turn into Beyonce on you. I don't got my blonde hair today, but I left the blonde. She's on the mannequin over there. But I'll say this: we got a long way to go. I've had interviews with models, Josh, and they would tell me, you know, I had to bring my own makeup. I had to bring my own makeup. I had to bring my own hair because they don't understand our hair. They don't understand our culture, our heritage. And I feel like with education is key. We have to continue to educate people on racism and colorism because we know that it is the byproduct of white supremacy. So Complexions is a very powerful film. And I know that's not on the top list of some of the films that you've done, but it should be because it speaks about something very important that I've been talking about all throughout the rest of this week. How many of you guys know Ashley Tamar Davis? And she's worked alongside Tyler Perry. She's done some of his stage plays. She spoke out about colorism, and all these years I would have never thought, beautiful as she is, you know, she would have experienced that. So to hear Clifton Powell, a Black man, speak out about it, I'm like, times are changing. It's not just the Black women that are facing colorism, it's our Black men out here too. If you don't pass that brown paper bag test, they're not going to give you, you know, a call back. They're going to say, okay, you know, maybe next time we're going to give you some sort of excuse to come up with something, but not give you that role. They don't want to give you your just due. If you're not close to the proximity of whiteness, then they're not going to give it to you. So we have a lot of work to do. And even with the Oscar situation, I'm going to bring that up to you because I feel like Harriet should have won something. It's been nominated, but it should have won something because it talks about something, an abolitionist with Harriet Tubman. One of the most beautiful and powerful Black women. I don't like using the word strong because I feel like that whole strong Black woman and angry Black woman narrative is so played out, and I get tired of it. And I do. And they were just like, Miss Stevie, you're strong. I'm a Scorpio. So Scorpios, we're passionate, we're driven, we're powerful, we're fiery, we're determined. We have so much destination and just the resilience to keep going. This film talks about Harriet Tubman, and it should have gotten its just due. And, you know, slavery and her freeing the slaves. But the point that I'm trying to make here is with the Oscars, do you feel as though it's going to get better in the next few years? Or do you feel we're kind of going to be at on the borderline somewhere?
I can only hope. I can only hope that it does. I can only hope that more productions are being made, which they are, to tell our story. And that's pretty much like, you know, I can only hope. Right now, it would be great for all of us, not just, you know, Black people, but the world in general. It would be a lot better to see stories told from every perspective instead of one. So I can only hope.
Now we're going to shift gears because that was kind of like a heavy conversation. So we're going to move on to the modeling aspect because you are gorgeous. You are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
And you've done some modeling. um, modeling. How did you get your start into modeling? Because you did a City Trends campaign, and that's one of my favorite stores. You know, I'm a luxury fashion girl, and I love fashion. I love my Mugler, my Chanel, my Dior. The Bouret is from Dior.
Okay.
But how did you get your start into modeling?
It's funny. It's funny that you asked because I used to hate taking pictures. Like I was never that guy to want to take pictures. All this was around MySpace. The MySpace days came in, and I would have a lot of people ask me like, "Hey, you know, have you ever thought about doing modeling? Are you a model?" I didn't really consider myself a model back then. I just wanted to act. That's it. So I took a shot in the dark. I saw this casting call for African American male model, and I sent it in. I sent in what I had, some pictures. I think I had like a couple of selfies and a couple of pictures that I've done back in the day, and I submitted it. And like I think a month later, because they had to push the campaign back some, a month later they booked me for it, and I did that for about a good 3 years. So that was my first professional modeling gig, and which I mean I loved it. It was a great start, and it gave me the confidence to pursue modeling even more. So yeah.
All right, so we're going to do something called the Rapid Five since we're kind of close on time. My next guest,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, you guys are getting 2 shows today. Next up for my ladies, because y'all know we're going to be talking all about Black girl magic. And my favorite thing, and I'm pretty sure every Black boy and Black girl remembers their mom or their grandmom getting the subscription to Essence Magazine. We have Dana Blair coming up next at 4 p.m. So y'all, please tune in for that. We're going to be talking about her career in journalism and more. And my guest co-host for this week, Abby Reviews, who is a beauty vlogger and influencer. You know, she's all about a beat face. So y'all tune in at 4 p.m. So we're close on time. So we're going to do something called the Rapid Five. What are 5 things that Joshua can't live without? Because I also forgot to mention you're a dad as well too, and a bomb ass one at that. Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. 5 things I can't live without: family, acting, of course, um, good people, just surrounding myself with good people. Can't live without my ambition and my drive. I could go on for days and days and days and days. God, of course, on everything, but those are pretty much the 5 things I can't live without. My friend, not my friends, but family, especially my son, of course. My career, my drive, my ambition. That's pretty much what I can think of off the top of the head right now.
We didn't get a chance to do it because we're kind of close on time, but I'm going to allow I'm thinking about Kevin J. Stone, Joshua to turn the tables on me and ask Miss Stevie some questions. Now, I allow my guests to put Miss Stevie in the hot seat because I know how it is doing these interviews and stuff. When I tell you it's nerve-wracking because you never know what they're going to ask. So nothing is off limits. This is turn the tables with Miss Stevie. So I'm going to let Joshua take it and ask me anything. Lord, I might regret this later.
So, how long have you been interviewing? What made you get into it?
I started at the age of 16 years old in 2016. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what I was doing. I was always talking about celebrities and, you know, pop culture and entertainment because, believe it or not, my brother used to work with a record company back in the day.
Okay.
And he's in the New York area. And I'm thankful for that because that kind of gave me the start to get my foot in the door. And not only that, but my father used to work in the garment district. Okay. So you guys know that I love fashion. He used to take, you know, dresses and gowns up to the showrooms with some of the designers. This is back in the 70s, 80s. I know you guys are familiar with Willie Smith and Halston, designers like that. So during that era, I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 93. So, you know, just watching television programs, BET, and y'all remember Video Soul and shows like that, and I would be fascinated with some of the hosts interviewing the celebrities. And I said, okay, I can do this. So right after I graduated high school, because I went to beauty school, I failed my the theory part that you do online, and I remember crying all the way back home from beauty school. And my daddy said, you're going back and you're going to take that test. Our parents are always encouraging us to do what's right. When I tell you God
Definitely.
and puts these people in your life for a reason, he does. So I went back and I took the test a second time and I passed it with flying colors. And I said, what is going to be my next plan? So I sat down and I wrote up a rough draft. I came up with something and I said, why don't I create a platform where I talk about pop culture? Not only doing pop culture, but giving women beauty tips as well too, because I would do a lot of DIYs. And that's how Style by Stevie got started. I started at 16 years old, not a clue, not a vision, I didn't have anything. I didn't know what I was doing. And as I grow into my adult years, as the years progress, because you go back and you look at some of your appearance when you was younger, and it's just like, you had a glow up period, and Lord knows I did. I'm gonna have to post a before and after pictures so you guys can see, the progress. But I've changed throughout the years, and my mindset. As you hit 30, because I'm 27, and I'll be 28 this coming October,
Okay.
and then 29 and so forth and so on. I remember my sister, rest her soul, she cried when she turned 30 because we know as women how we are in the black household about our ages. Y'all remember that episode of Good Times when JJ said something about you ain't no spring chicken? Florida gave him that look. So y'all know how black women are about their ages. So for me, when I turned 30, for me it's a milestone. That light bulb goes off because it's a big achievement. You've achieved something. You're an adult. You have a different mindset, a different point of view, a different outlook. So yeah, I got my start in 2016, and to add up all the shows that I've done is over a total of 207 shows. Some are on Facebook, some are on Instagram. And I just went
Congratulations.
through. I took my time and counted them all up, all the lives that I did, interviews, and I'm just like, wow, you've come so far. Even to my looks that I have on Pinterest saved. I go back and I'm just scrolling through, looking in the past. Like, it's always good to go back and look at your past so that you can move forward in your future. Because
Definitely.
that is a part of you. You can't erase that.
It's very true. Very true.
All right. Any more questions, Josh? Because I'm ready for it. I'm in a hot seat right now, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know what he's going to ask. Lord, I might regret it. I might regret this
um,
later.
so have you done any acting, or would you want to do any acting in the future?
The first role that I did was back in April, and that's for a horror film. And I played a college professor. And the
Okay.
character, I can give you guys a description. I can't really tell the whole film. Shout outs to Alex John Tate for this role. He wanted me to play a college professor.
Hmm.
And I guess it's because of how eloquent I speak and, just how professional I am. And I got the role on my birthday, surprisingly, because he
Nice.
inboxed me. And he said, do you want to be in a film? I said, sure. What do you want me to do? What type of character are you going for? But there's a catch, though. Again, you know how we women are with our parents, with our hair. He wanted me to have short hair for the role. So I said, oh my God, I'm so used to my inches. But I said, I'm going to do it for you. I will take this one for you. And the character's name is Professor Fair. And when I tell you she's a no nonsense type of woman, she's all about getting the classroom in order, commanding the attention on her. And I love it. I have an exchange with one of my students. Shout outs to Roman. I had him here on my show. Um, we had a little heated exchange in the classroom scene where you know how teachers are with their students. If they talk back, the teacher gives them and puts them in place. It was funny, and it was so much fun. And behind the scenes, because you have people skipping over their lines, it was hilarious. And I remember I skipped over one of my lines, and of course an F-bomb slipped or two. And Alice was like, it's okay, keep going. So you need directors like that. But would I do more acting? Absolutely. I wouldn't say no.
Good. Good. I think I don't really have any more questions for you right now. I know you said you're kind of tight on time, and I do appreciate you interviewing me. I thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome, and I would love to have you back. Again, yes, I'm sorry that we're tight on time. 4
It's all
p.m. It's
good.
3:31 right now, ladies and gentlemen. But tell your followers and your fans where they can follow you and support your businesses or whatever it is.
Hmm. Um, Joshua T. Shipman. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I'm actually on LinkedIn, and I have Snapchat. And you can follow me, Joshua T. Shipman.
All right, fashion dolls, I'm going to go juice up and get some power on this phone as well to save up for the next show. We're going to be talking about a lot today. Meg Thee Stallion's Fashion Nova collection, and we're also going to be talking with Dana Blair of Essence Magazine. So you guys stay tuned for that. I love you all. I want you guys to be safe. And thank God it ran smoothly. No glitches or anything. This is the second part of our interview. Part 1 is up. And be on the lookout for the highlights. I love you all, and y'all take care. I will see y'all at 4. Thank you so much, Josh.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You too.